Khan was now fully in control, and a wave coursed through Bella's being. After observing everything, Khan lightly bit her stomach, causing Bella to close her eyes completely. Khan lavished his intensity on her all night, parting ways only around 5 a.m., leaving Bella, who was already unconscious, stifling her sobs. As soon as she set foot on Parisian soil, a wave of anxiety washed over her. How would she survive here? She had never met her uncle, and she didn't even know why. She had only seen Farhan 4 years ago, and was unsure if she would recognize him now. Even if she did identify him in this rush, would her uncle allow her to stay at his home? While Bella was lost in her thoughts, her phone rang. Seeing Baba's number on the screen, she immediately answered. Shahab informed her that Farhan was on his way to pick her up, and would reach the airport in about an hour. Meanwhile, Kabir had bought a lovely bracelet for Julie, and was set to pick up Haider's sister from the airport. He felt more anxious than usual, because he was very attached to Julie, especially since Haider had started spending more time with his wife after their marriage, and was distancing himself from responsibilities. Kabir had raised Parsa like a sister. After a while, Kabir arrived at the airport and entered the waiting room. Shortly after, he spotted someone in a red top and black jeans. As he approached, he was shocked to see the color of her eyes had changed to black. Kabir couldn't comprehend how her eyes had changed in such a long time. When Parsa noticed him, she was equally surprised, remembering how Farhan used to have a darker complexion, and was now taller and different. She walked over to him, and Kabir, shaking off his thoughts, approached her too. Suddenly he pulled her close, hugging her tightly. Kabir noticed that Parsa was now a grown woman, and he exclaimed, "You've grown so big. I hardly recognized you." He took her bags and placed them in the car. He affectionately called her Peri, a name he often used. Initially she tolerated it, but eventually she snapped. "Enough with the Peri. My name is Parisha, and you can call me Bella if you find my name too difficult. Just don't call me Peri. Only my Baba can do that." Kabir was amused by her protest and smiled, saying, "Bella is a nice name too. Shall we head home?" But Bella was irritated by his comment. "Home? Are we going to play gully danda, a street game, or something?" she retorted. Kabir glared at her, warning her to behave. He reminded her that this was Paris, not Pakistan. As they drove, Kabir knew he hadn't picked up Farhan, but had instead taken Bella. However, Bella was unaware that the man she thought was Farhan was actually Kabir Khan. When Kabir pulled up to Julie's house, he was determined to complete an important task. He warned Bella not to move an inch, threatening that she would be responsible for the consequences if she did. He then entered Julie's room, only to find she wasn't there. Surprised, he went up to the terrace, which was beautifully decorated with flowers and candles, creating a pleasant atmosphere. Suddenly, someone hugged him from behind, gripping his shirt tightly. Kabir stepped away, realizing it was Julie. Panicking, she ran back into her room, lamenting what she had done. Kabir hit his hand against the wall in frustration, regretting that he had upset her. Julie, wearing a backless dress, was positioned in such a way that Kabir could easily see her. He quietly approached her and began to caress her back, sensing her enjoyment. However, she was still putting on an act of being upset to keep him engaged. Seeing Julie's lack of reaction, Kabir unzipped her back, revealing everything. He leaned in to whisper an apology, stating he hadn't meant to cross any lines. As he sought forgiveness, Julie took his hands and kissed him, and now he could no longer pull away. Back in the car, Bella was getting anxious as an hour passed without Kabir returning. Unsure of what he was doing, she decided to investigate. Upon entering the house, she found it dark except for one room. She hesitated at first, fearing Farhan's reaction if he discovered her presence. But recalling that he was her fiancé, she decided to check on him. As she inched closer to the room, she was shocked to find Kabir and Julie passionately kissing. Her blood boiled as she thought, "How dare you, shameless man? Just wait and see how I teach you a lesson." She quickly pulled out her phone to record the moment. While Bella couldn't see Julie, she easily recognized Kabir. Suddenly, Kabir sensed someone outside and remembered Bella. He quickly pulled away from Julie and instructed her to get him a drink before stepping outside. When Bella saw Kabir emerge, her heart raced. and she quickly hid behind a table. Kabir, not noticing her, assumed it was just his imagination, and moved on. But when he felt a presence under the table, he crouched down to check, only to be startled to find Bella covering her mouth. He quickly pulled her out and pressed her against the wall. As Bella realized how close they were, she instinctively shut her eyes tight, saying, "Farhan?" Kabir, surprised, pressed his hand over her mouth to silence her, pulling her outside. Once outside, Kabir pinned her against the wall. When Bella saw him shirtless, she squeezed her eyes shut tighter. "Give me my phone," she demanded. "I don't have it," Kabir replied, inching closer. "Get away from me," Bella exclaimed, trembling. Kabir smirked, leaning in closer. "Look, just calmly hand over the phone, or there will be consequences. You've seen how things can get." As he pressed against her, Bella gasped, "Farhan." Before she could say more, Kabir tightened his grip on her waist, whispering, "My name is Kabir Khan Jada. You've heard of me, right? Don't call me Perry," she pleaded. He smirked. "I heard you like to record videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel."